Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, The Lad Flicks Show. Today we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated movie Joker, Folie à Deux. Yes, that's Joker 2, for those of us who don't want to mess up the French pronunciation all review long. Now, we all remember the first Joker from 2019. That film came out of nowhere, blew past even the wildest expectations, and made over $1 billion. For a while, it held the crown as the highest-grossing R-rated film ever, until Deadpool and Logan eventually took that throne. Oh, and let's not forget the Oscars. Joaquin Phoenix absolutely crushed it as Arthur Fleck, snagging the Best Actor award. But here's the thing, I don't think anyone involved in the making of that film thought there would be a sequel. The first one wraps up so neatly and leaves you with just enough ambiguity to chew on for years. Continuing the story? It felt risky, almost unnecessary. But when your film rakes in $1 billion and wins a few golden statues, the studio execs aren't just going to sit back. They're going to knock down your door for a sequel. So here we are, with Joker, Folie à Deux, starring none other than Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. But then, they dropped a bombshell. It's going to be a musical. Yep, you heard me right, a Joker musical. That news left a lot of people, including myself, scratching our heads. I don't hate musicals, but come on. Joker? Musicals weren't exactly in my expectations. And then the confusion deepened. At San Diego Comic-Con, Lady Gaga herself hinted that it's not actually a musical. Instead, it's a film that uses song and dance to convey narrative points. Okay, so, not a musical, but with lots of singing and dancing. If that's not a musical, I'm not sure what is. Fast forward to last night, I finally saw the film. Let me just say, I walked out of the theater more confused than ever. Who is this movie for? What's the point of it? And why does it even exist? Those are the questions swirling in my head right now, and honestly, I don't have any good answers. Let's start with the positives though. From a technical standpoint, this film is really well made. It's beautifully directed, well shot, and the performances, especially from Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix, are top-notch. You can't deny the talent behind this project. But, despite all that, by the end of the film, I couldn't help but feel like none of it amounted to much. It's like all this creative energy was funneled into a project that just doesn't go anywhere meaningful. Todd Phillips, who started out making comedies like The Hangover, has certainly grown as a filmmaker. The grungy 80s vibe of Gotham is back in full force, and the vivid, colorful musical numbers add a stark contrast to the film's grim setting. And hey, I saw this in IMAX, and it looked amazing. Even the simplest scenes, like characters walking down Arkham's dark hallways, were visually stunning. But here's the thing, as good as this movie looks, it doesn't feel like it has any real direction. The musical elements, while unique, feel more like distractions than meaningful parts of the narrative. When you think of a traditional musical, the songs push the story forward. They're woven into the fabric of the plot. Here, they feel more like commercial breaks. Every 7 or 8 minutes, we pause whatever little story momentum we have, so Arthur can break into song and dance in his head for a few minutes. And then, back to the story. Now when it comes to the performances, Joaquin Phoenix is still great as Arthur Fleck. But compared to the first film, he feels a bit subdued, almost like a muted version of himself. Lady Gaga? She's a phenomenal singer, no doubt about it. Her vocals are flawless in this film. But, as Harley Quinn, or Lee, as they refer to her in the movie, her character just doesn't have the same impact as we're used to seeing. There's no real narrative reason for her immediate infatuation with Arthur. It just kind of happens, and we're supposed to go along with it. And I can't talk about this film without mentioning the ending. No spoilers here, but it left me feeling like the entire point of the movie was just a repeat of what we saw in the original. It didn't add anything new, and it certainly didn't justify its existence as a sequel. It's one of those endings that might frustrate hardcore fans, or at best, leave them scratching their heads. So, all in all, I'm just left wondering, why? Why did we need this movie? If you're a huge fan of the first Joker, tread carefully with this one. There's a lot to unpack, but for me, it felt more like a missed opportunity than a bold new direction. That's it for this review, folks. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And check out my review of the original Joker if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Joker, Folie à Deux. I'm curious, did it work for you, or are you as perplexed as I am? As always, remember, opinions